everyone, I'm Subhojit Panda from Odishatv.in presenting today's news from Odisha. First headlines. Neyveli Lignite Corporation, a Navratna public sector undertaking to invest rupees 25,000 crore in Odisha. In the wake of the shocking incident in which a poor tribal carried the body of his wife on his shoulders, KALAHANDI sub-collector submits his preliminary report to the collector. Twin City Commissionerate Police arrests a tuition teacher for strangulating a woman to death. Extramarital affair suspected. A day after the arrival of Kalyani Gajapati, the daughter of PARALA King, SIT interrogates her about the mysterious death of King's manager Ananga Manjari Patra and her siblings. And opponents and supporters of a separate Koshal state clashed violently after the latter denying the Sambalpur-Puri Intercity Express during the 12-hour bandh called in the western Odisha. Now the details. Neyveli Lignite Corporation or NLC, a Navratna public sector undertaking, has expressed its desire to invest rupees 25,000 crore in Odisha. The PSU announced this at the two-day Odisha investors meet that began in Bengaluru on Thursday. The company said it has plans to build a thermal power plant, a 500 megawatt solar power plant and a coal mining processing plant in the eastern state. Bharat Electronics Limited or BEL, another central PSU, has expressed interest to invest rupees 2,000 crore for a solar plant in Balangir. The Odisha government is organizing the meet in an attempt to encourage investments in sectors like manufacturing, IT, electronics, petrochemicals, food processing and tourism. About 250 companies are likely to hold discussions with the state government for investment in Odisha.
In our meeting today with Honorable Minister, we expressed our interest to set up a thermal power station also over there, maybe around 2,000 megawatt. We need a speedy clearance for the land and for the water sources.
We want to develop prawn farming in a scientific way in about 100 hectares. About 25 to 50 crores is the investment which we have in mind over a period of time.
In the wake of the shocking incident in which a poor tribal carried the body of his wife on his shoulders from the district headquarters hospital in KALAHANDI, the sub-collector Sukanta Tripathi on Friday submitted his preliminary report to the collector later in the day. Asked to comment on the incident, Tripathi said, since the investigation is underway, it would not be proper to say anything at the moment. KALAHANDI CDMO Brajakishore Brahma said, Donna Maji took away his wife in the late night without informing the attendant, presuming that she was dead. He informed that no attendant was given duty in the TB ward due to shortage of staff. But the hospital authorities had assigned duty to a nurse whose room lies at a little distance from the TB ward. The CDMO, however, admitted that despite this, there might be some fault with the hospital authorities. We will be analyzing the report and basing on the outcome of the report, action would be taken against the guilty, he pointed out. Meanwhile, the opposition has targeted the state government on this incident.
More report এটা প্রাথমিক রিপোর্ট বলি কହୁଛି এবং যেহেতু এটা টেকনিক্যাল জিনিস আছে ভিতরে অনেক মেডিকাল জিনিস আছে জিলাপাল নিশ্চয় অন্যান্য সব দৃষ্টিকোণ তাকে বিচার କରିବେ
যেহেতু দানামাঝি পাখে টঙ্কা নথিলা আম্বুলান্সর খরচ দেওয়া পাই এবং সে আদিবাসী এণুকরি তাଙ୍କୁ আম্বুলান্স দিয়াগলা নাই ইয়ার উচিত জবাব দিয়াଯିବ নবীন পট্টনায়কକୁ এবং সরকারକୁ কংগ্রেস দল প্রদেশ কংগ্রেস কমিটির আদিবাসী সেল আন্দোলন কোলাইব যেତେବେଳେ পর্যন্ত দানামাঝিକୁ ন্যায় মিଳିବ না
তা উপরে কোন কারণ বশত সেঠু সে সেতিকি দূর যাইছে তা উপরে ইনকোয়ারি রিপোর্ট পাই ইনকোয়ারি পাই অর্ডর দিয়া যাইছে ইনকোয়ারি অর্ডর পরে যাহা বাহারিব তা উপরে নিশ্চিত ভাবে সরকার পদক্ষেপ গ্রহণ করিবে
Twin City Commissionerate Police on Friday arrested a tuition teacher for strangulating a woman to death on Thursday night. The dead body of the woman was found in a car under suspicious circumstances in Chandrasekharpur area. The deceased, identified as P. Sheila Jaya, is the wife of Anil Rajmohan, the additional vice president of a leading liquor company. Jaya, who stays in BJP Nagar, had gone in a car to the coaching center of tuition teacher Rashmikant Sahu at Chandrasekharpur. According to the sources in the police, a heated argument erupted between the two, following which Sahu killed her. In a fit of rage, the tuition teacher first hit her head with an iron rod and later strangulated her to death. A day after the arrival of Kalyani Gajapati, the daughter of PARALA King Gopinath Gajapati Narayan Dev, the special investigation team of the crime branch interrogated her with the mysterious death of King's manager Ananga Manjari Patra and her 3 siblings 5 days ago. Highly placed sources said the 6-member team quizzed the spinster daughter of the king at a lodge in Purunapatana area. Kalyani, who has been staying in Chennai for a long time, arrived here late on Thursday evening. She was taken in a grand procession around the city by her supporters before she performed a puja at a local temple. While the vast properties of the erstwhile Odisha king, estimated to be worth Rs 500 crores, were suspected to be the cause behind the deaths, the interrogation is expected to yield more vital information relating to the reported proximity of the four with the king. SIT members said, if needed, they will interrogate the king's younger brother, Sarbagya Jagannath Gajapati Dev, to find out if property was the sole reason behind this extreme step. The royal scion is involved in a legal battle with his elder brother over property for a decade now. Opponents and supporters of a separate coastal state clashed violently on Friday after the latter detained the Sambalpur-Puri Intercity Express during the 12-hour bandh called in the western Odisha. The incident occurred when protesters squatted on the rail tracks and didn't allow the Sambalpur-Puri Intercity Express to leave the station early in the morning. When repeated appeals from passengers and opponents of the bandh requesting them not to cause inconvenience to them fell in deaf ears, they started pushing and shoving the protesters, who retaliated in equal measure. The incident took a violent turn when some aggrieved passengers burned the banners of the protesters put up on the tracks. Reports said people in Bhawanipatna and Sambalpur opposed the bandh, while schools, shops and business establishments remained closed in Jharsuguda. In Balangir, the protesters picketed to enforce the bandh. At least 30 persons were injured when a private bus overturned at Mosinapoda Chakka on the NH 57 near Monamunda in Bodh district late on Thursday night. The bus overturned and fell off a bridge after the driver of the bus that was going to Diptipur in Bargarh district from Bhubaneswar lost control of the vehicle. 8 critically injured persons were admitted to the Sonpur district headquarters hospital for treatment. Around 40 passengers from Sonpur, Bargarh and Balangir districts were travelling in the bus. Meanwhile, Monamunda police has reached the spot and started the further investigation. While the Special Investigation Team of the Crime Branch has intensified its probe into the financial and land deals of Ananga Manjari Patra, the former manager of PARALA Maharaja Pratisthana, the statement of the Gajapati SP that Maharaja Gopinath Gajapati Narayan Dev had sought police protection, sensing threat to his life and property, has given a new twist to the entire incident. Sources said the crime branch is awaiting for the reply of the Gajapati Maharaja, who is undergoing treatment at the Polo Hospital in Chennai. Meanwhile, a 3-member SIT team of the crime branch went to the State Bank of India branch here and verified the bank accounts of Ananga Manjari, his brother and personal assistant of the Maharaja Sanjay Patra and the Parala king. The team also collected the account statement of Ananga and Sanjay from the bank officials.
आम पाखे महाराज पणबंद देवार कौन सूचना ना गत 29/12/2015 महाराज गोटे चिठी देते आम आरक्षी अध्यक्ष गजपति को निज सुरक्षा रिपोर्ट पाइला 6 जन APR कॉन्स्टेबल आर्म पुलिस कॉन्स्टेबल 6 जन महाराजा जो परिवार एवं स्टाफ जो मैंने अच्छा पैलेस से सुरक्षा 6 जन कॉन्स्टेबल को मुतयन कराइला।
पोस्टमार्टम फाइंडिंग्स रो जणा पड़ुची सेटा गोटे पॉइजनिंग केस किंतु एग्जैक्ट नेचर ऑफ पॉइजनिंग हमें कहि परिउनी।
The ruling party in the state BJD on Thursday said the meeting of the chief ministers of Odisha and Chhattisgarh proposed to be called by Union Water Resources Minister Uma Bharati in an effort to resolve the dispute between the two states over the sharing of Mahanadi water will not be fruitful in the absence of the required information sought by Odisha from the Chhattisgarh government on this issue. As per the decision taken at the meeting brokered by the Union Water Resources Ministry between the Odisha and Chhattisgarh governments held on 29 July, the neighbouring state had promised to give the necessary information to Odisha within 15 days. However, no information has been given to the Odisha government yet, Deb pointed out. On the other hand, Congress termed the BJD government a habitual liar, while BJP appealed to it not to politicize the matter. Meanwhile, Union Water Resources Minister Uma Bharati said both the states will exchange the required information this month.
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ତଥ୍ୟ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ରିମାଇଣ୍ଡର ମଧ୍ୟ ଦେଇଛୁ ମୁଁ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ଭାବରେ ଭାବୁଛି ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି ଲୁଚେଇବାର ଅଛି ଯଦି ବିନା ତଥ୍ୟରେ କୌଣସି ଜାଗାରେ ଆଲୋଚନା କଲେ କୌଣସି ଫଳପ୍ରଦ ହେବ ନାହିଁ ମୁଖ୍ୟମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ସେ କଥା ହେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ବା କୌଣସି ଚିଠି ସେ ପଠାଇ ନାହାନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ଗଣମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଏହି ଉକ୍ତିଟା ସେ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ସ୍ୱାର୍ଥ ପାଇଁ निश्चित भाव में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जीवार कौन आपत्ति ना।
दुर्भाग्य ओडिशा सरकार गोटे अभ्यासगत मिछुआ जलसेचन मंत्री जहाँ कहते भारत वर्षर तांकर चिठी पाईना बोलिक भी ये कहीपारती जीवे ना न जीवे से मुख्यमंत्री ऊपर निर्भर कर सुविधा अनुसार निर्भर।
केंद्र मंत्री डाकी से माने निजे जाइकी पाखरे गुहारी करवा कथा निजे केंद्र मंत्री ओडिशा प्रति आंतरिकता अच्छी आ समाधान करने से डाकी करवा कथा से राजनीति न करिकी प्रकृत समस्या समाधान करंतु।
In a shocking incident, a woman consumed poison after poisoning her 2 minor sons at Punanga village under Sadar police limits in Jagatsinghpur district on Friday. While her 3-year-old son died soon after being poisoned, the woman and her elder son aged 4 are fighting for their life at the district headquarters hospital. Though the police has begun investigation into the incident, it is yet to ascertain the exact cause for the extreme step taken by the woman. According to the reports, Rama Soren and his wife Sabitri Soren of Khodibadi village of Sogada Patta Panchayat in Keonjhar district, along with their 2 sons, had come to Punanga village in search of work 3 days ago. On Saturday, while Rama had gone to work on daily wage, his wife administered pesticides to her 2 sons and later consumed pesticides herself. While the youngest son Sanu died shortly, the mother and her other son fell critically ill. Neighbors rushed them to the hospital after they came to know about this incident. Before wrapping up the news headlines once again, Neyveli Lignite Corporation, a Navratna public sector undertaking to invest Rs 25,000 crore in Odisha. In the wake of the shocking incident in which a poor tribal carried the body of his wife on his shoulders, KALAHANDI sub-collector submits his preliminary report to the collector. Twin City Commissioner Police arrests a tuition teacher for strangulating a woman to death. Extramarital affair suspected. A day after the arrival of Kalyani Gajapati, the daughter of PARALA King, SIT interrogates her about the mysterious death of King's manager Ananga Manjari Patra and her siblings. And opponents and supporters of a separate Koshal state clashed violently after the latter denying the Sambalpur-Puri Intercity Express during the 12-hour bandh called in the western Odisha. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.